tricky to call it out here. For that pause one, I think they're stuck in an interesting spot. You can't go for something like the TB. You don't have enough HP. Undying's going to punish that. Drow would really not fit in. You don't have much to play with in this case. You don't see Luna for a good reason. Limited pool. Maybe, you know, maybe it could be the Sven. I think the strength is great. Like, Undying will sap away though. Remember how God Strength works, it does double your strength up. You're not doubling much when you're reduced by a big amount, if that Undying does get to stack the decays up, so there's a bit of a risk in that for TNC if they do go there. I think Fnatic's kind of cover their bases in that sense, so it's going to be a tricky last pick for TNC.
Certainly will. Last ban out though, Fnatic.
Remaining.
One more to go. Already good at getting rid of that PL. The reserve time ticked down for a bit. They've still got plenty of it.
They've got a pretty open pick for mid. If it's not going to be the morph mid for Moon, which it doesn't look like it would be, but they could still flux it. I
mean, you've surely got to choose something else here for Moon.
Yeah.
Like you can't. I don't think morph mid's gonna do it.
No, it doesn't fit his playstyle, right? The Moon is much more active. He's a bit more sacrificial as a mid, which is perfect for a player like Raven. He gets a lot more space, so you want something that much farm. The Spirit Brothers have been left untouched, so that's something you could take up here. Any of them will do fine. You don't have the best hold from TNC. You do have the Doom, but that is a big spell that you'd rather blow in the Morphling along with that Soulbind, so it's going to be a tricky choice for TNC if it is something slippery, but we'll have to see. They do have last pick, Fnatic. TNC's going to have to go first.
20 seconds, TNC.
Fnatic's turn to pick.
We'll go for the TA pickup, okay. So perhaps a position 1 profit then for Gabby. Unless they're going to run the safe lane TA, which I guess it wouldn't surprise me too much because we have seen a bit of that. But more than likely, it'll probably be the safe lane profit.
Remaining.
Yeah, it's looking that way, and I actually don't mind that too much. Gabby Prophet's going to be a bit more active. It ties in with the timings and the tempo you want to play with the Doom. The TA gets more space, so Armel gets to shine on it a little bit more as he gets much more exclusive use of the jungle because the NP can just jump around the lanes. So it ties in nicely here for TNC. Gives them some pretty good momentum. It does reach into the Phoenix and the Tombstone from the Undying as well, pretty nicely. So they've got the range cores to deal with that. They haven't trapped themselves in a melee core nightmare up against those toolkits Fnatic has. And Fnatic, they don't have the best ways to burn through the TA. There's the Phoenix. Sunray can do some work towards the refraction, but early on, it should be decent enough here for Armel to play around with the TA. Tidy up this draft with that last pick and Underlord.
Okay. So what's going on here now? We've got a mid Pango and an offlane Underlord Raven on the Morphling. Fair enough. TNC, what are they up to? Where's this TA going? Armel will take it. So it's the mid TA, Gabby on the position 1 Doom.
Ooh.
And it'll be the offlane KB Prophet.
Yeah, that's an interesting shakeup for TNC. Of course, a safe Doom does mean you do get a little bit more farm faster. You might see a Greed play into Midas. So Midas Devourer play, we've seen that before. Not sure if TNC wants to slow their pace down like that. Fnatic, for their part, the Pango mid up against the TA, I feel like we've seen that somewhere else in a different tournament, but it can be messy depending. Like, once you've got Swashbuckle and the Disarm, yeah, it can be nice, but the cooldown in Swash is pretty long in the early levels. Armel, once he invests in, say, 2 levels of Refraction, 1 in the Sideblade, so level 3 mark, should be a decent time for him. He can just farm up, go into the jungle as well, keep farming there. Moon's gonna have his work cut out for him. Now, the Pango doesn't take too much farm, though. So this fits Moon's playstyle of being a bit more sacrificial, being a bit more active on the map. And it's going to be able to give a Raven all the space he wants to morph, and even DJ, right? The Underlord does need some farm to build into an Aura Menace. Moon on this Pango is going to be able to sacrifice his own space for that, and that's going to be key for Fnatic. Like, it's a very different playstyle from their old lineup, but it does look like they're starting to bridge the gaps there. It looks like they're starting to figure out some answers for themselves.
Certainly so. See how this one pans out, though. It is a pretty unique draft from TNC. I'm not really sure how to feel about that Gabby Doom. Obviously, we know Gabby's probably going to be able to farm very well on this Doom, but after that stage, can he a safe lane carry? Or are they just solely going to rely on Armel to be able to just allow them to finish the game through that mid-game stage? Find out. If they can, that is. Of course, Fnatic are intending to try and win the game themselves here.
Oh, yeah.
See if they can get the job done.
Yeah, it would be their first win as well. You know, it's been a rocky road, and you know there've been rumblings about the roster. There've been rumblings about how the shakeup's been. You know, I believe that I was reading about a back and forth between Thai fans and Filipino fans, and it calmed down a bit. No need to fight. You know, we're all still friends at the end of the day. It's just you know, it does happen in teams, and swap outs happen. Sometimes they're not as clean as you'd want.
You gotta wait a bit longer than that. See how it all does pan out for him. Still, game number 1. The odds are apparently in TNC's favor, according to LukeBet, which I would agree with.
To battle.
Yeah, I mean they've had more steady performances. You know, they haven't really changed their roster. They're in a pretty good pad. It's been consistent performance for them. Cheers on Fnatic to prove something, and we'll see what exactly they get done.
Bit of friendly ore chat going on.
Wait, what is that? Oh no, I missed the top one. Haha, shit. Someone's a bit braggy, you know. Someone got called out. Still, just gonna go for those bounties safely. No major exchanges there. This is gonna be an interesting dual lane, Mike. Underlord Undying is on paper pretty darn fun. They're tanky heroes. They can hold their own. The issue is they both need EXP, so you don't want to starve either one out. And AU is going to have to, well, give some space to DJ as much as possible. You don't tend to enjoy that as the Undying, but you do take less priority there. We'll see how he levels up, though. It does have the Decay level 1. Whether or not he goes for the Soul Rip or Tombstone dictates how they'll want to play this. Up against March and Gabby. Gabby is actually not that tanky here. It has to be very careful.
Does. Damage that DJ just pumped out onto that Doom. The issue is, again, with Doom, you have a very, very low armor. Even with that Ring of Protection and being by the tier 1 side, DJ can still hit like a truck. Of course, the Firestorm is not going to make it any easier for Gabby. Still, we'll have a look at the other lanes. You have that mid lane where you'll see Moon up against Armel. So far, it is favoring Armel quite heavily as Moon's got more CS, but look at the harassment that Armel is dishing out.
Ooh, that's not a pretty sight. And he does have the disarm, but look at that cooldown, 20 seconds. Look at Armel. Ooh, man. Nah, not a good
Down
spot.
Up. Armel's going to look for a side blades, but it will not reach this time. So that's something Moon's going to have to put up with for quite a while throughout this lane, as Armel is going to be looking for angles every chance he can get.
Oh yeah, and you know, he's at the level 3 mark. This is the point where the TA can really flex at. He gets the level 2 refraction, the damage shoots up, more instances to cop some hits. Moon, who's got his work cut out for him. We're going to see if the supports will get time to help him out if they want that. And speaking of those supports down bot, you've got Zephyr along with Raven in the toss out. Zephyr?
It's going to be okay. 25 HP survives on. Raven obviously not able to help him at all on the Morphling right now if he was in danger, and luckily for him he did have the Icarus dive away. But it is a scary lane here for Fnatic, even down at the spot lane, right? Because you've got this Prophet who hits like a truck, and you've got Tims who can easily put you out of position as he's trying to right now. Doesn't have the mana pool for both the Avalanche and the toss onto Zephyr. But they have so much kill potential here with these two heroes.
Oh yeah, it's a difficult one to stand up against. You know, KP's just gonna come in with a right click. He's got the Blightstone. You don't have much armor on the Phoenix. Zephyr has not been trading well. He's all out of regen on that Phoenix, so he has to be very cautious about his positioning and his spell use. Doesn't want to drop too low. And Raven, for his part, is finding some last hits. It's not as clean as you'd want. 12-2. KP slightly ahead, 15-5. Not bad news overall for the Morphling, but you don't want to be this far. You don't want to start pulling behind, so you've got to keep up here in this lane.
Certainly. Back over to that mid lane. Moon's already gone through 2 salve usages. Is back down to the same HP pool. Every time I look at him, he's down very, very low. Like I said, John, he's had 2 salves already shipped out to him. It's a lot of gold being used up on regen. Luckily for him, he does have the bottle now coming out, but it is going to be so important for the side of Fnatic to ensure that they secure those power runes at 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be key. You're gonna give Armel a snowballed start. If he does get access to one, gets a nice kill for himself. It's been a rather safe laning phase as well. No first blood coming out yet. You did see Tim's intercept Zephyr's courier. So Zephyr, who said he had no regen a while ago, he's not gonna have Tango shipped up even. He is just on the edge at this bot lane.
He is. Top lane, they are still trying to apply a lot of pressure onto Gabby on that Doom. By the way, John, that power rune at 4 minutes did not go to Moon. It was a regen rune. He would have loved it, but there was no rotation from the supports of Fnatic, and they just kind of left him to try to get it by himself.
Yeah, it's
March just walked in and took it himself. On the
not a great sign. You need that if you're the Pango now at mid, and this is one of the things that happens when you do have this Undying and Underlord lane. Like, they want to max it out as much as possible. They want to get the EXP. Undying doesn't enjoy leaving lane. You know, he wants to play with 2 versus 2, 2 versus 3. But when he comes in for a 2 versus 1, he doesn't have that much impact, and he's not getting EXP. So you're just not finding the opportunities, and Fnatic, even though they're holding on, you know, it's not like they're massive losses here, but Tim, you expect with an Undying pickup on the off lane, it's not coming out yet.
Moon back at it up against Armel, but Armel is really starting to take over this this mid lane matchup. Currently 9 last hits ahead of the Pango. Continues with these side blades. Tough time for our Pangolier. In fact, look at the damage out.
Ooh.
Moon, 100 HP again. He has a couple bottle charges left, and there is a bounty rune for him to take. Top lane, however, DJ getting very, very low, and looks like he might just drop. Gabby is able to get the first blood, and even AU trying to get some more decays off, but he's been stunned up, and he is more than likely just dead here. Soulbind doesn't connect, however. It does pop a mango. Tries to go for another decay, but couldn't quite get it off in time.
That's not good news. This is a dual lane that's supposed to be scary. Underlord Undying, 2 tanky heroes. Decay stacks can pile on. You lose both heroes to a Doom and to a Grimstroke. That's just not how this is supposed to start. You look at AoE's build-up as well. He does go for 2 Decay, 1 Soul Rip. I think in this case, if you're not playing aggressive, you might have opted for the Soul Rip to at least sustain your core, at least sustain yourself for even a 1-1-1 build, so you'd at least have area denial. But with this toolkit, they've got to find a way to make this work, and AU, he's just gonna walk around the map a bit for now.
Well, AU was forced to TP mid, John, because Armel got a DD route at the 6-minute mark and just started chasing down Moon. Fnatic, they're not focusing on these power runes. They're letting Armel have every single one, and he's destroying the lane because of it.
Oh man, AU.
Yeah, he drops a tombstone.
It's such a long cooldown. Look at that. It's 85 seconds at level 1. It's just standing there in lane. It's gonna shove this lane a bit as well for Moon when the creeps get in range. Not ideal, but you drop what you have to drop. It's Fnatic at TNC now. 2k lead, 0-2. Very slow early game benefits them. They're the ones with the TA. They're the ones with the NP. Armel now has free reign over the jungle, and you're not in a position to drop wards to contest this.
He was trying to get in range and done. KP. Threatening to TP, but does cancel. The 3 heroes up top lane. They do have the level 6 available on Moon. What are they gonna do with it? They can try for March. He'll go for an immediate Inkswell and Silence. Looks like their only option is to try and set up for that tier 1 top tower. They don't have a siege creep, however.
It's not the fastest push as well. Underlord doesn't exactly...
Gabby just walks in for a doom.
What?
An easy kill out for Gabby.
How?
I understand though why Moon's there. He's level 6. He wants to go for a fight, but you just don't have the heroes for it.
I mean, he's so far forward in those camps, but his 2 other heroes are on the opposite side of that lane. By the hard camp instead, they can't back him up. Just strange decisions. Gotta tighten up that communication. That's the first Doom kill for Gabby. A 3k lead already. He's already got his drums, Mike. At 8 minutes in, 8:40 in. He's also has his phase boots. He's building into the blink. Once that blink is up, you can expect Gabby to start setting his eyes on Raven and start doing that morphling up.
Raven's gonna even join in up at top lane now.
Dire's top tower.
3k net worth lead to TNC, but they probably won't take this team fight without the Doom available on Gabby. Of course, they'll start setting up for the bottom tier 1 tower to be taken from TNC's end of
Radiant's
things.
bottom tower is under attack.
See KP, he's basically already through it. He's just doing it by himself.
Are fortified.
It is not very hard for him.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And Armel this whole time has been focusing on just getting his farm up.
Radiant's bottom
And he's going to have a very well-timed Desolator at this rate. Not going to take too long at all.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be super quick. Again, they have not kept track of his jungle. They had 1 ward in the top jungle. They didn't really make anything happen, and that's one of the issues here. Undying as a rotation hero, not amazing. With a Phoenix as well, that combination just, it lacks a lot of control to hammer in these kills. You can't punish. And our Melt's Desolator time is going to be amazing. The blink timing for Gabby, look at that. He suddenly has 1.2k in his bank. That means he's about 1k off from the blink. That's a big spike for TNC when that's up.
Tim's does go down at the bot lane, trying to push out that wave, but Moon and Zephyr are going to take care of him on the Tiny. That'll get them the first kill of the game for Fnatic. Little pickup. Still doesn't really solve the issues they're having. You've got these 2 cores on TNC that are farming way too well, and there is no real chance to slow them down. You can try to play the farm game, John, but it's TA and Doom you're up against. You're probably not going to win the farming game.
No, at least not for a long time. Like at some point the investment in Raven might pay off, but we're talking way down the line and up top.
Yeah, DJ, he just melts. The Nature's Wrath flying through from KP from the bot lane, and just such an easy kill to get. And that's going to extend the net worth lead now to 4k. They just continue to farm. There's nothing else for TNC to do right now.
Yeah, there's no pressure on them. It's on Fnatic that have to play a bit fast without their morphling. Like 4 protect 1 has to be the playstyle here. They do TP bot, but they lost Zephyr.
Gabby just going for a solo pickoff now. Something you see too often in a pro game, but they just feels confident. He just rushed the Phoenix. And he's about 100 gold off the Blink Dagger now. So once you've got that up, he's already got the stun. And that's going to be timed perfectly with the Desolator, which is already coming out for Armel.
Oh, that's terrifying. These item timings lining up perfectly. You're also going to have KP's Orchid and maybe about 1,000 gold. And once that's up, all the control, all the damage you could ask for. Fnatic, for their part, they're looking for a pipe on DJ. That's going to help some damage, but you're talking about physical coming out now. You know, it's not the magic that you've got to be worried about.
Baiting for his team, roll in from Moon, but the Soulbind going to be out from March, holding them down. Now the Nature's Wrath going to fly through. They might take this team fight, TNC. They are huddling. They don't have the Doom up though. But the Blink is now able to be bought by Gabby. If he can get it in time, he can initiate for his team. on the way in the courier, but Fnatic, they're going to try and press the advantage while they can. They'll go for the Firestorm onto Tims, but he'll turn around with an Avalanche. Still, Tims will go down. Now Armel onto Moon, and look at the damage. Oh, Moon could not survive it. He'd already committed the swashbuckle at the time. It's not a worthwhile trade at all. Not for Fnatic, it isn't.
No, I mean, you trade away your mid-pango for the support Tiny, and you fed the Tombstone. That's 175 gold on top of that, going the way of KP. Your mid-push doesn't work out, and Fnatic, it's back to the drawing board. They do have some good farm coming out on Raven, but there's that smoke. TNC, it's time to reveal that blink.
Not only that, John, the Orchid now on KP coming out. They could even rush the Roshan pit if they wanted. Pop the drums and go after DJ in that mid lane. And poor old DJ is just alone. No help to come in. No chance for him to get the Dark Rift off. And they are going to go Moon. Goes in for the Orchid. That is a very messy initiation, and now the Doom is there. They'll commit the egg trying to protect Moon. Tims is going to go after it. Can they burst it down in time? They can. And now the toss in onto AU. Gabby controlling up the Undying. Another TP in, and it is just complete domination.
Oh no, this is tumbling apart, Mike. It's crumbling down. The cookie's gone. Cookies, it's stale, it's crumbly, it's not tasting good for Fnatic, and all their eggs are in one basket. Raven is their hope. He's farming, well, I can't even say he's farming fantastic, Mike. He's at 5.6k, KP's at 7.1. All three heroes on TNC's cores are even in net worth. Really good distribution. 8k lead, 2 to 10. What Fnatic need to do now, their early game is shot. Like, you have to accept that AU, his impact as the Undying, it's not going to be amazing. He actually skips the Flesh Golem, too, to level up Tombstone, which I don't mind, but Flesh Golem, with how it's been reworked, you kind of want to just stand there in that form to amp up the damage, you know, to provide more presence. It's a tough situation. You know, you've got these items flying up for TNC. There's a blink on Tims on top of everything else. So now this time you can just start these fights. Fnatic, play it slower. You don't want to force these big fights. They are running in the jungle. They might find one.
Yeah, I mean, they could try to get Gabby. Doesn't look they are, though. He's just gonna walk away. No blink even being expended. Now Fnatic, they're gonna set up with that top tier 2, but March is gonna be out to defend with that Stroke of Fate. TNC, they might force another team fight soon, just judging by the way this game is going. I mean, they don't need to, but they've got a blink coming out on Armel.
Yeah.
So
it's all there. Like, the blink on Armel, the tiny blink, they've got Doom up in 20 seconds, Mike. That's the window for Fnatic to maybe get something done. Without Doom up, Gabby doesn't have as much contribution, but it's going to be up now.
Initiation in from Tims, and that is Zephyr gone. Now Orchid gonna be out onto KP. They have caught out Moon, and Gabby doesn't even want to waste the Doom on this, I don't believe. He just wants the kill for free, but Moon is gonna try for the rolling. No, they'll turn around onto KP instead, and they will get the Nature's Prophet. So it is a very nice trade for Fnatic. TNC, they do not want to continue.
Yeah, it's a disciplined retreat for TNC. Fnatic, very happy with that trade. Big kill to pick up. If they can keep finding trades like that, that's one way to bounce back. That gives DJ his pipe. So there's some more durability here coming out for Fnatic. Kind of weather that storm there.
That's a big kill on Raven if they can get it. He was trying to just farm up, but he's going to go down.
Truth is all around you.
And they just continue to laugh at them. AU hanging around, trying to get some D wards out. That is not the time.
That's a two-for.
No. Why? Your core just died mid. You don't walk in that area. You're punished for that movement. And TNC, they can just take control. They've got the map as they want it. They can make some progress on the objectives. 3 to 13, 9k lead, 17 minutes in. We do have Moon at least shoving in the top lane a bit, but he can't really transition that to objectives, and Gabby just gets some free gold from it. So, I mean, all their hope is on Raven. He gets picked off like that. Not a great time, but they're clumping up. It looks like they might want to make a play. They've got the egg around. Maybe go for some.
Thunder gonna be out.
Is under attack.
Connect on Tim's. Tim's does have the blink up, but won't be able to get it off in time. They'll commit the soul bind on Moon, but he'll be alright. But Tim's is not dying. They don't have the damage. He'll turn around with an avalanche toss onto Moon, throwing it into Gabby. Tim's still alive. Pops the one charges now, making a run for it. Earn charge is still going and does eventually get the kill, but now they'll jump in after this Pangolier. Moon's in trouble. Gabby right on top, and Armel, he'll have the damage on the TA. They'll take the tombstone, and they might even take AU's life while they're at it. They're just taking everything.
Oh no.
Back, make it a Roshan, I believe. Just why not?
And nothing to stop it. Like, the egg is still up there from Fnatic, sure, but they're not in position to fight. No, they're going for Zephyr.
Armel could probably solo the Rosh right now, I'm not gonna lie, John. Zephyr's gonna take the death for himself, and yeah, Armel's just soloing Roshan.
Oh no, it's 18 minutes in. TA solo Roche got the damage, no mana though, so gonna have to dip in and out a bit. Got his team to back him up now, so Roche not gonna be up for long. Fortunately for Fnatic, respawns aren't too long. They've got the S and Y on Raven, so our Morphling has a bit more presence. Shotgun next. Gonna be a while until that's up. I'm gonna have to deal with these two lives on TNC.
To the dot.
Blink also up on Moon now, so you have the potential to get that double stun off immediately. However, there is a toss out. AU gonna go down. Now DJ caught out in the mid lane. Just TNC, they're just snowballing over him, John. It's not even close.
No, it's really not. 4-18, 12k lead. TNC. Every single thing you could ask for online for them. Fnatic? Oh no.
Tim's. Yeah, Tim's, another great avalanche toss with the Orchid in from KB. That's your Phoenix gone, and now the Soulbind holds them down. They're trying to kill Tim's. They're buying back. They'll go for the team fight, but the rest of TNC are already out of there. Tim's the only one to fall. See, they're going to be more than happy with that.
Yeah, they forced the buyback out from the Phoenix as well, so Zephyr was in, can't really contribute anymore. The push is stopped.
Oh my
but
God.
TNC 13k ahead. Look at that. They've got a blink up on March. They've got BKBs
Bouncy.
on Armel, on Gabby. I don't know how you can hope to stop these guys now. The team fight has to be perfect from Fnatic, or they have to keep playing the pick-off game. Hope that TNC starts to split up.
Radiant are scanning.
You know what that means? KP's the only one without a blink now on the Nature's Prophet. KP's gonna buy a blink. We're gonna have a 5 blink kind of draft going on.
Oh no.
EJ?
If only.
EJ pump faking the Pit of Malice.
Attack.
Move into that mid lane. Dangerous for him. He knows they're around there somewhere. No, not gonna do anything too risky to waste that Aegis. He'll wait for the right moment. Does eventually just blink away. Fnatic are not gonna do anything. They're just gonna hold that high ground.
Now, TNC's gonna have Doom up in 15. Might be waiting for that to be up, just looking for someone to jump. They're just applying that pressure mid, although there's a rotation top.
Yeah, but Tim saw it. Tim saw it. There's just nothing that can be done. They're both gonna walk out of there.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Armel will take the bottom tier 2 tower, and this is just becoming a really sloppy play now.
Speaking of sloppy, Mike, you look at that triangle. There's a Philosopher's Stone just on the deck. Why?
Nobody
Radiant's
wants
bottom tower is under
They're
attack.
pinging it out? March is the one pinging it out. What? Fnatic? What are you... No, there's no excuse for this. AU, pick it up. No.
Mysterious.
What's happening?
Is it not theirs?
I think it is. It's in their jungle.
No, it is theirs, because March already has one. Yeah, March is gonna go pick it up. March is like, hey, that's free. That's a free talent.
No.
Oh, look at that. Free gold on the floor. I'll take it.
Fnatic. No.
Radiant's courier
That's
has
not
been
down to team composition. That's not down to
Radiant's
gelling, Mike.
top
That is
tower
just.
under attack.
He was right beside it.
Radiant's top tower. has
Sometimes you miss out on things, John. Sometimes the game gets a bit too hectic.
Whew.
There's a lot of pressure right now for Fnatic. I think we can forgive them for getting an item on the floor right
Dire's
now.
middle tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
And Gabby's been patient. He's been sitting around at mid lane looking for a blink opportunity. Right in between all of them. But doesn't have his team for backup. They're encircling slowly, but Fnatic, they're just holding the high ground still.
Jay gonna stand his ground, hit a Malice out with Moon rolling in. It's a decent initiation, but there's your Soulbind. Still Gabby, he's dropping low. He'll get the Doom out onto two heroes, and now the dive in from Zephyr. He drops the egg. Do they have the sustain? Do they have the damage? DJ, he's gonna rip down of there. The egg is gonna go down, and they will at least get back home.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
AU even buying back on the Undying. Gonna make it a 17k net worth lead for TNC.
You're not even too upset that you dropped Gabby. He dropped the Doom before dying. They committed everything they had to take the Doom out. Just clean up that tier 2. With a massive lead. Tier 2 gone. One outer tower left for Fnatic. Aegis does expire. So that's one boon for Fnatic. They hold out long enough that they don't have to deal with 2 lives here. If they do find a pickup on Armel, that could be a big game changer. If they can catch him out.
Dota Plus saying, not actually too bad. Fnatic had a pretty big lead at the start of the game, according to the win probability, but in fact, their draft had a really big lead at the start of the game. So it looks like Dota Plus believes the draft was really good, but
Radiant's top tower
the execution hasn't worked out yet.
I can't believe you paid for that, Mike.
Neither can I, John.
Top tier 2, Armel takes it out by
Fallen.
himself. TA, just an absolute beast, but there is a smoke here. Fnatic, can he catch someone out?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Not really. They're trying to go for the boundary rune timer, but it's past 25 minutes. KP gets away for free. They do scan him out, and with that, they may be able to get in there. No, they're not. KP gonna be able to farm freely. They are not gonna try and invade and punish.
Nah, they do at least get the assembly on Raven, so he's got the E-Blade up. He can go for some shotgun plays. That might be enough if you catch someone by surprise. You could nuke someone down. Quick though, because those BKBs can kind of put a damper in that. Have to be on point with how you jump in here if you are Fnatic.
Apart from Raven, DJ seems to be going okay in farm on the Underlord. You do have some decent high ground defense, right? You've got the Maelstrom on Moon, you've got the Firestorm, but you're about to lose Zephyr.
Temple cannot protect itself. That's
Armel having his BKB up now, going for a Butterfly next.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to contend with that. That he is. You talked about the high ground. It is nice, but I don't think it's in a very good state just yet. You're gonna need the egg to really fight him.
He's there by himself. He could die doing this, but I don't know if they feel confident to take the fight. It's just how comfortable TNC are right now. They just feel like they can walk anywhere by themselves and not get punished whatsoever.
Yeah, they aren't. That's the thing. Fnatic aren't punishing. Away with it. They've just got that leverage. This time stalling out. Look at that lead. It's grown to 23k for TNC. You look at Gabby's build-up on the Doom. Shiva's guard just about done. Being shipped in. Gets assembled. And the Ags is next. So the Infernal Blade play is going to be even more annoying to deal with. And the Doom just becomes a bigger and bigger beast. Like, slowing them down. You talked about decent farm. Like, sure, Raven's at 13k, which does sort of match KP at 14. But it's not anything compared to Armel. 20k. at 27 minutes in. A lot of gold on that TA.
Fnatic, they've smoked up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh,
Gonna be a bit of malice onto Tims. He blinks out.
no.
He blinks
No
out.
one.
I think DJ has just said it all. That was not a happy sip.
No.
Kind of
not
like
a
when
happy
you
set.
you're about to rip your hair out. And you just scream as loud as you can. That was what DJ
pretty
was
much.
trying to do right there.
It's just not lining up. TNC.
Gabby
Playing
gonna
tag
make a
here.
jump in onto Zephyr, and Zephyr is silenced and he cannot leave. Yikes.
Yeah.
Tough one.
That's all there is to really say. I think that summarizes the past 28 minutes have been a pretty big yikes. 25k lead onto the high ground, no egg, and that's your team fight.
March jumps in for the soulbind, and now the dooms are going to come out from Gabby onto DJ, onto Moon, and they are just gone. High back out from Moon. They're going to try and fight this one out. AU with the flesh golem is not as tanky as you would hope.
Is under attack.
It's getting close to that point where you start to wonder when the call's coming.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
This game is well and truly done.
Are under attack.
They could try for it. Raven gonna come in, does get the shotgun blast onto March, but at what cost? He'll get tossed away. Maybe they can fight this. On to Armel. He doesn't have that Aegis any longer. Armel needs to get out, but some great stunts out from Moon, and they are gonna be able to get one. Now onto KB. He is on the Prophet and is gonna go down. Raven just fighting by himself pretty much. They'll make the chase for more. They do still lose the racks, but they managed to get some pretty big kills there.
Yeah, it's worthwhile. I'd say that's as successful of a defense as you could hope for. The fight was split up. They couldn't focus the egg. TNC have to be a bit cautious. They haven't completely bled out. That's around a 4k swing for Fnatic, and that's a lot of it going to Raven. So they finally reveal that shotgun in a very big way. And Zephyr's egg was the big factor there. So when you get that egg fully channeled, it can look good, but look at this, Gabby just going for more.
Oh. Yeah, that's kills off AU.
Just like that.
They're trying for the
TP zone.
Roshan. Fnatic. It is a bit slower than you would hope. And now Tims is going to rush in with an ink swap connecting onto Raven, and he was actually morphing, but he'll survive. Rolling Thunder, Moon gonna go in. There's your soulbind out from March, but it does not connect onto Moon. So Tims now being left behind is gonna go down. TNC, they've got to be a bit wary not to be playing too overly confidently.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
yeah.
attack.
Some of these deaths are starting to feel very unnecessary from TNC.
Yeah, I think for what they wanted here, though, it broke up the Roche. So Fnatic just can't even commit there. They can go in for themselves. Armel's getting set. He's got his butterfly. He's gonna hit like a truck. They're gonna keep eyes though. Fnatic will want to fight. They've got the egg ready. They've got Rolling Thunder in half a minute. Tombstone's gonna be up as well. Not an easy one for TNC anymore. Now that Fnatic's kind of found a in their walk.
The seeds of
Raven's almost got the Satanic up. Could be a pretty big deal here for Fnatic. Raven
Middle tower is
making it
under
happen,
attack.
but Gabby gonna jump in. The harassment out from Gabby. He's very close to having that Aghanim Scepter up on our Doom. Mid lane, however, Moon rolling through Tims once again. KB will TP in with the Orchid straight out onto Zephyr. Now the Soulbind, but he does commit the egg in time. Still KB gonna just try and focus it down. They are trying to rift away in time, and they do. Only to lose Zephyr, but you are also gonna lose that Roshan.
Yeah, it's a bigger win for TNC. You have to buy back in Zephyr, but he doesn't have egg. The fight in the pit, it's not going to be as easy. You also committed to Tombstone. The two
But they
tools
can't
aren't
get there in
available.
time. there in time. Arnold's got a DD room.
Sean has fallen to the ground.
Aegis and Cheese gone. They have to turn back around. DJ looks down the pit of Malice. They're going to try for the fight. On to Tim's. There's your clumsy net, but Armel deletes AU straight off the bat. Now in onto more Gabby. He got the Doom off on your Pangolier. Moon is being healed up by Zephyr, and Gabby is getting low, but does eat the cheese in time. That'll mean Armel can just come back in and clean up the Pangolier. Make that Zephyr as well, by the way. He does Ghost Form, but the trap, no, not going to be enough. Armel throws another one.
That is what you sound
No,
like.
he'll be fine. Raven.
Oh, he's gonna be taking his lucky stars. He did buy back. Raven against the world.
Is under attack.
It really is.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
See mid-ranks going down slowly but surely. They'll get the repair kit out, trying to delay things as much as possible, and they're going to jump in. It's Gabby going on to DJ. Your soul bind out as well. AU's died back on the Undying, and Raven is way too low. He does Ghost Form. Is it enough? He'll barely survive, but he's in the middle of all this. Gabby's going to turn around once again, just man-fighting this Morphling, and yeah, Raven, he's gone. He just can't sustain the damage output. AU
Is out.
is actually going to have his buyback up in time. He's going to come back in onto Armel. They're going to use the egg. But TNC are going to be able to run out of range and back into DJ. The avalanche out. DJ's got nowhere to go. He is probably just going to die here. And Gabby going for more now. Back onto the Phoenix. That'll mean Zephyr's gone and AU does tie back, and that'll be it. GG is called. TNC, they will take game one in a rather dominant fashion.
Radiant's middle barracks.
That was just a stop. There's no way to say. It's a stop from TNC. Excellent performance from them. They said a bounty at the end. Fnatic, I mean,